This is kind of a combined video because I did not come on and share my July setup, my catch-all planner for July. And then yesterday should have been my goals video up, but I was so enthralled in reading this book, I didn't want to stop. And as you know, I've been in a reading slump for like 2 months. And so I didn't want to, I didn't want to stop reading yesterday. So, and I am a little behind, but not bad at all. And I want to get caught up this afternoon. So this is my July setup. That's just a bookmark I made last year, and I didn't do it quite right, but I used a variety of things, a variety of summer things. All of this is from the company called Grabby. It's from a Grabby box. I'm sure this is not available, but I will list Grabby down in the description box down below. They have a subscription that you could subscribe to, but then you can also buy them as one-offs, and that's what I would recommend because, you know, I don't know. I would just recommend to do it that way. Then I used my Cocoa Daisy subscription. Actually, this was not my subscription. From Cocoa Daisy, last summer, I purchased everything for the month of July. All of the subscriptions, I purchased them as a one-off because it was all about mermaids and the ocean, and then I never got to use it because of my health challenges. So I decided to use it this year, and so there's my monthly. I kept that one really simple. And then this one I think is absolutely gorgeous. These are rub-ons from that collection, and they are gorgeous. I want to get this filled in. I had a blast using these, and I had 3 more different rub-ons. But this one took a very long time to rub on all of those things. So that was the first week. And then this is this week coming up, and all of these things were in that Grabby box, except for the boxes. I got those from Live Love Posh, from the floral booklets that are the colors, the red one and the blue one. And then this one was from my Cocoa Daisy subscription that I do have. And from this year, this was July's, I think. I'm not sure what the date was for this one. July's. I also used Keleva Plan Simply Dated Dated Basics to do these number dots. And then back to the Grabby box. That Grabby box had a ton of stuff in it. And then back to the Grabby box. I know this is kind of unconventional, but I kind of liked it. This plan kind of flowed in my head. And I thought, you know, because you had all of these leaves, and I was like, I don't know what to do with those. So I thought, let's do that. So I really like how it came out. And then the one thing, you know, they give you multiple months and they're double-sided. So this, I think I'm going to cover this up with this. The one thing that I have not done is my my thoughts about July, you know, my my ending memories. So I'll come back and do that. And then here's something I probably haven't showed you this. I do a to-do list weekly, and this is my weekly to-do list. I just have a planner printable online place that I use to print these. But I will tell you, I think that I am going to design my own, just so that I can have my themes match And then I'm going to take them to my planner 3 months at a time so that I can, or not my planner, my printer 3 months at a time when I do my faith planner, so that I can get it printed on my premium paper. I am completely out of premium paper, which is why I printed it on this. This is just plain copy paper, and you can see how the bleed through on the graphics happened. And I mean, that kind of bothers me, but I thought, okay, you know, for this, you know, I'll just deal with it for this month. And I've got premium paper coming on Tuesday, so I'll need to do August and September myself, and then starting at the next quarter, I'm gonna start designing my own so it can match. Because I typically do a theme throughout the whole weeks. I want to show you one of these from last month so you can kind of see how I do those. Okay. I'm not neat with them. To-do list. I make a complete to-do list like I did this from Saturday to Saturday. I make a complete do list of the things that I need to do every day for the week. Then I count up how many there are. And then each day I keep track of how many I do. And I give myself a percentage. And then at the end of the week, I give myself a percentage of how well I did, how much I did. And so that is working for me. So, and you'll see I didn't fill these out, so I'll pull these out of here. That's working for me. It makes me happy to see that percentage is climbing. It makes me happy to see that how much I can check off, and you know what? I like it. So then I told you that I was going to simplify my reading, and I purchased this as a reading planner from Kell of a Plan last year, and I was using this, and then I kind of fell off of using this. So I am definitely going to start using this kind of as my reading planner. And here's my month. And then I went ahead and decorated. I didn't used to decorate this. I went ahead and decorated it very simply for every week. And then I'm going to start using these to fill it in. I've got 4 books for the month to fill in and review and everything. And if I want to, I'll pull in some of these sheets from other months that I didn't use if I want to do more than 4. And then this is a list for the month. And the one thing that I was really sad that felt like I was going to be missing from my actual reading journal is the page that I had. I don't know if you'll remember. I don't want to get it out because it's going to make this video too long. From the page, my 4 stats pages. Excuse me, I've got the hiccups. My 4 pages that I did in the intro at the beginning, and one of the pages, I had a half a page where I did reading thoughts. And I thought, I kind of was thinking, I'm going to miss that. And so then I've got tons of these. And so I thought, you know what? I can put that at the back of every month and then just write it in and still decorate it how the month was. And so that's what I did. And that's my favorite page of the whole setup. So I'll come back in at the end of July and talk about my reading thoughts. So this is what this video is all about, really, is my goals for July. And please disregard how these are punched. I don't know what I was thinking, and I punched them on the wrong side. So, and the print, there was a miscommunication between me and the printer, and these were not printed double-sided. So these are my goals for July. We just got a new treadmill to walk on my treadmill 2 times a day, 4 days a week. And my doctor told me to start slow and have very low increments. Then water, I'm going to go back to trying water. I'm drinking only water 3 times a week. And then I wrote a creative journaling goal. Yes, this goal will be in my creative journal along with a couple of others, but I wrote a creative journaling goal here. I want to write 10 minutes per day in the current month and 5 minutes a day in the back months, so that I can, that is my passion. I told y'all in my Chat with Teresa video just recently, I'll link that in the description box down below so you can check it out. And I told you that I was taking my big reading journal off my plate because creative journaling is my passion. And I want to start treating it like my passion. I need to start using it and writing in it. And so, and then the fourth goal is worship section of my faith planner. I haven't been keeping up with that as well as I want to. So those are my 2 goals for that. And then I have action steps for each goal. You know, what can I do to accomplish that goal? And then, you know, there we go there. The creative journaling, you know, I've got the action steps there. And then I'll come back at the end of the month and say what worked, what didn't work. What didn't I do, you know, as well. And then we have the worship section, and then the goal trackers. So, and then the reflection at the end of the month. And this is my thought. You know, I am definitely not successful at some of this. But if it's beautiful, at least I can try. I can try to do it. And I feel like God gives me a new opportunity at the beginning of each day, and God gives me a new opportunity at the beginning of each month to have a fresh start. And that's what I'm going to do. So each month I strive to do those things. Whether I accomplish them or not, at least I know that I've strived. Here are my July craft goals. And I decorated this with Doodlebug's Seaside Summer. Doodlebug Designs. I love to use that for my craft goals. And some washi tape. And this, I like to track certain things. And I always have a quote up here. And it's a quote. For the past few months, it's been a quote on organization. Organizing is something you do before you do something, so that when you do it, it is not all mixed up. So that's my motto this month. And then I track these things. My ATG rolls. How many rolls of this tape do I use? My sheet load goals. How many? Oh, that's not a sheet load. I'm trying to find a card that's a sheet load. Oh, I showed these last week. How many, this is the layout of this card. How many sheet loads, sets of cards do I make with a sheet load each month? And then the number of cards made. And then I track enamel dots used. How many were not too shabby? How many were other? And then other supplies, sticker sheets, pop dots, and then anything else I could think of, miscellaneous. And then I have a place over here to actually have, document these goals that are measurable. For Danny's prompts, did I use each prompt at least 3 times? Did I post each project completed in the group's album? For dies, did I design with at least 5 dies I've never used? Did I work on organizing my die drawer? Did I work on using my stash? And I made specific goals for that, so I'll document that all right here. And again, I use the Summer Seaside. On this page, I use they're called puffy stickers. And I don't hardly ever use those. That was the first time I bought them. And I think the last time I purchased them, because I wasn't, I didn't really care for those. So, and so then that's it. And I used to keep track of a budget that way, and that's why that's there. So those are my goals for July, and that is my July planner. So let me know what you think in the description box down below. Let me know if you, well, let me turn back to this. Let me know if this is something you think that you would use and you would like me to put, when I do design them, you would like me to put in the Buy Me a Coffee shop. And I can't put those other things because I didn't make those. I would make it a little bit different because this is someone else's design, so I would make it a little bit different. And so thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.